When Liz Kimmins announced she was to introduce Irish language signage at Grand Central Station at a cost of £150,000, DUP ministers reacted furiously. The row reached the highest levels of government when the decision was discussed at the executive table. At a press conference afterwards, the Deputy First Minister vented her fury at the decision.
It all looks utterly shambolic, and I think it's absolutely right that I ask questions about how this has come about. We weren't notified of this announcement or decision before it was made. And again, as I've said, it's not even clear what kind of decision this is.
But it didn't end there. Loyalist activist Jimmy Bryson announced he was launching a legal challenge to the decision. UTV later revealed the Communities Minister Gordon Lyons had also decided to legally challenge the move and so intervened in the Bryson case. At the heart of the legal challenge being brought by Mr Bryson and the Communities Minister is the belief that the decision to introduce Irish language signage at Grand Central Station is controversial and cross-cutting. In other words, its impact cuts across two or more government departments. In those circumstances, a Stormont minister is required to bring the decision to the executive for agreement and not go it alone. UTV has seen correspondence which reveals Liz Kimmins and Gordon Lyons were at odds from the moment the announcement was made. In no less than 7 letters exchanged between March and June, the two ministers disagreed over whether the decision was cross-cutting and controversial. Finally, on the 20th of May, the Communities Minister wrote to his infrastructure counterpart saying he had received legal advice from the Departmental Solicitor's Office. He writes, "That advice confirms that your decision meets the test for controversial and cross-cutting and should have been referred to the Executive for discussion and agreement prior to being made." He again urges Mrs Kimmins to bring the matter to the Executive for discussion. On June 20th, Mrs Kimmins wrote back to insist again that as Infrastructure Minister, any decision in relation to the provision of public transport clearly falls within my remit. In reference to the legal action, she also goes on to say it would be preferable if we discussed this matter to reach a better mutual understanding of our positions before escalating this matter unnecessarily. When asked about the matter today, the Minister stuck to her position.
I wasn't advised to go to the Executive. I am confident and still am confident that didn't need to happen. However, as there are legal proceedings and the Minister for Communities has joined the legal proceedings of the applicant, I think that's all I can really say on it at this stage and as it is now in the hands of the court.
Ultimately, who is legally right over this one will be decided by the High Court in September. But this issue has raised bigger questions about the overall decision-making process in our government. Tracy McGee, UTV Live, Stormont.